What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. I'm your host for the evening, Disco Potato, coming at you live. And tonight, we have an amazing League of Legends game. Not only is it a league game, but today is a Cats vs. Griz game. And I am excited for tonight. It's going to be an amazing matchup. I'm excited to see all of our friends from MSU coming back live with us. And many other good plays coming from the Griz as well, and hopefully we can bring it to them. Taking the Cats down. All right, so let's start into the pick and ban phase. We start off in a ban from the UMT as Camille going in strong, and they pull out the Lulu ban as their first for the Cats. We'll see what Big Pickle decides to do next. His second ban phase here. Taking a look. He's thinking. All right, Kaisa ban. Kaisa is a good choice. Kaisa right now, she doesn't really have a lot of nerfs that have been coming her way, and she really needs them. Like, she is really good in the ADC lane. All right, Seraphine getting picked first. Nicely done. All right, good ban. And, oh, Alistar. Alistar is a good ban. Nice to see it. Oh, and Udyr. Oh, we had such a good Udyr last time, and it's getting banned out. But we don't have a set ban. They did not ban set. Okay, we got a Hecarim pick. Okay, Hecarim jungle, I'm assuming. Jet Jaguar might pick that up. We'll see. You never know what might happen. I mean, we saw the interesting team comps last time on Tuesday. It was crazy. It was really obscure coming from the other team there. We got Twisted Fate as a first pick. Well, as a second pick technically, but first pick for the Cats. Followed by Caitlyn. All right, locking in that ADC early, getting it on there. Okay. We'll see what we decide to get for our last two picks before second ban phase. Senna as a good pick. All right. Good to see ya. And a Leona. Senna Leona in the bot lane. Okay, we saw this last time. It was really strong. They had a really good Leona carry there. Nocturne as a nice pick. Now, Nocturne's interesting not only because he's a good assassin, but also because he has a lot of global advantage. Whether it's necessarily just throwing down the R and not actually using it, other than just cutting out vision, or if it's actually getting that global, I'm gonna zip around. Okay, we do have a Yone ban and then Mordekaiser. Okay, interesting. All right, we'll see. And Anivia as the last ban for the Cats. And then here we have Griz doing their last ban as Morgana. Okay, interesting. All right, we will see Sior getting a nice pick. We're in second pick phase, checking it out. They need a support still, and it looks like a top laner. Support and top lane. Okay, so there's a Thresh hover. Don't have a lock in quite yet. Oh, switch to Rakan and locking on in. Okay, Rakan's Caitlyn is going to be very interesting against a Senna Leona. Okay. Shantae's going for a Gragas. Gragas in the top lane, potentially. Galio hover. Galio lock in for the mid. Galio could go top, I guess, but... Oh, there's a Gragas pick. All right. Nice. Nicely done. All right, and then, Quinn. It's a top lane. Or Gnar. Hover. Gnar locked in. So I believe it'll be a Gnar against Gragas. Yep, there's the switch. All right, and then Hecarim against Nocturne in the jungle. We have Caitlyn and Caitlyn Rakan against Leona Senna. Hecarim Nocturne in the jungle, and Twisted Fate Galio in the mid lane. All right. This is going to be an interesting team up and matches here. I'm intrigued. It's good to check it out. Taking a look. Wow. Okay, these are gonna be interesting lanes. In the jungle, I honestly don't know who's gonna take the W between the two of them. Hecarim's pretty strong, but so is Nocturne. And in the bot lane, we've seen how strong Leona and Senna can be together on our team. But Caitlyn and Rakan is still really scary. Both the traps and the knockup. Rakan has a lot of good defensive potential. And Caitlyn is just really good in offensively. They have a lot more range with Caitlyn than they do with Senna Leona. So we'll take a look there. In the top lane, Gragas and Gnar, it's interesting to see who's gonna take the W on that. I think I'm gonna actually have to go with Gnar on the win. I mean, Gragas does have a lot more poke than Gnar does, so he's gotta watch out for that. But Gnar has a lot more bruiser aggression, I believe, than Gragas does. And Gnar also does have ranged on his auto attacks, which makes it so that CS can get obtained a lot quicker, a lot easier, I should say, than if you're a melee as Gragas. And if Gragas goes up to get CS without his barrel, throw him down, then Gnar does get some free auto attacks on him, which can be tricky. In the mid lane, Galio versus Twisted Fate, honestly, it could go either way. Galio has a lot of good tank and poke action. Twisted Fate can do a lot of damage, and he can also stun a lot easier than Galio can. So it's up in the air in mid lane, but I think Twisted Fate might have the advantage there. Bot lane, I think the Leona Senna does have the advantage in the bot lane. I think it'll be a lot stronger, you know. And I'm excited, and I think it's a great combo, great team up, you know. So I don't know, it's good. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. Honestly, it could go either way. Wow. Well, there we have it. We did a transition. There's a transition, and it didn't change at all. There we go. The transition did change this time. Hitting wrong buttons. Alright, we do have, by the way, a 2-minute spectator delay for you guys. So I do see you guys in chat, but I am 2 minutes into the future on the video than you are. So everything you're seeing already happened 2 minutes ago. So when you comment to me, I might not know exactly what you're talking about, because I'm no longer there. I'm in the future. And future me is already popping off all the time. So we'll take a look there. But yeah, I see the sleep potato. I did have that one yawn there. Actually, I yawned twice. I better yawn right now. Nope, just kidding. That was a fake yawn. So yeah, just for you guys. Alright, wow, though this Cat and Griz game is going to be exciting. Now, I am intrigued to see who's going to win this match, because the Cats typically have taken us to the dump multiple times when they've been playing against us. So, you know, I'm ready to show them what we got, you know, ready to show them how we got what we got, you know, but not actually, no secrets revealed. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun and intriguing. I'm excited. And I did see that the Cats, they actually do have a stream up now. They have a Bobcat stream on Twitch, so they do have a caster now for their stuff. And it was our old friend Jason Wayne, which was the first video that was ever clipped here on our own Twitch channel. Was of me yelling about Jason Wayne getting a pentakill, and he has now moved and shifted over to be their caster. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a good time. Blitz getting mad about the delay in chat. Typical. Nice. I'm interested. Our spectator delay, I thought, would be done by now. Thought we only had like a minute left when we switched transition to here. but I don't know. Yeah. Dang. That is 5 head, Kale. That's 5 head. In chat. Future me. Future me. So as always though, I do have my roll of duct tape with me. Never leaves the office. You know, always stays. If I ever come into work and this thing is gone, I'm gonna be very disappointed. This roll of duct tape gets me places, you know. There you go. You know. Every time, every day. Alright, but I do have a new friend with me today. Okay. I have Mr. Stapler. Mr. Stapler is very old. He's very worn down. He's got a bunch of scratches here. You know. But he's living his best life. Living his best life. You know, having a good time, hanging out on the table, and relaxing with me as we enjoy this rest of the game. Looks like we've got about 15 seconds left until our spectate delay is over. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As the game gets ready to go on in, we'll take a look and see how this match plays out. Cap vs. Griz game, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, or at least excited as I am. I can hear the music. I can hear the sound effects. Oh, the game's going in. Oh, I got Veggie Carb saying Jason Willian will not be getting a penta this game. All right, strong words, strong words. All right, looks like we're doing a 5-man branch wall, typical to counter. Okay. Typical to counter invades. Neither team knows who's gonna win at level 1. It looks like so we'll get to look at that. Nocturne has the base skin, just went down, placed a ward. It looks like, and got sweepers as he went back. Looks like he's popping back up to go for his red first instead of his blue. Here we do have oh, some damage from Caitlyn. Hopping on in there. Okay. Fancy. Getting some pings from Caitlyn saying, hey, there are people here. Leonara walking on over.
I'll drink you under the table, scrub.
It's like Hecarim did get a deep ward over there in the top jungle. Getting that nice. I like that Birdio chroma going. Got the blue parrot. Go. This feels like a SpongeBob skit. Okay. Like it. I don't have Mr. Chip with me, or Penny. I don't have Chip or Penny. They can't sing about the indoors with me. Alright, looks like we're getting a nice little back and forth in all lanes. Looks like Gragas is taking it to Gnar, but Gnar does have that range that he's able to just stay at up in the top lane, and he's able to get a lot more damage on Gragas than he can on Gnar. It all comes down to those barrels, you know? That's what the real kicker is. Okay, good knockup from Rakan going on in. They've hit level 2, so they're doing some damage on Shentai. Alright, good dash into the TF, bringing in some heat. Taunt doesn't quite go off. Alright, good Q poke on the TF. Yet again, Neonara taking some heat. Gragas is also looking real low. Nar's getting close to Mega Gnar. He's getting ready to jump on in. We do see some damage from Galio, dashing in back and forth. Mega Gnar is up in the air. Doing some work. Alright, good stun on to Gragas. Gragas is walking in, trying to get some CS. Doesn't quite allow him. Alright, good dash. Knock up on the TF. Good taunt right there. Q going down. Throwing out that damage. Good stun from the TF, however. Bringing in the heat. And the camera goes away because it looks like nothing else happened. Unfortunate. Neonara taking some damage. Doing some heals, though. Sior doing some work as Caitlyn. Sniper Clan. Ooh, throwing that poke out. Bringing it down left and right. Okay, Big Pickle getting jumped. There's a gank from Jet Jaguar. They're going in on the Gnar, doing a lot of good damage coming from Hecarim. Jet Jaguar throwing it down, and the first blood goes to Jet Jaguar, taking the big W up in the top lane. What a gank, what a gank. Nicely done. Alright, Birdio is doing some work in the mid lane. TF is getting poked on out. Nocturne, however, just took Scuttle and South River, and now coming in for a gank potentially. He realizes there's a ward there, so he's now backing out and around. Alrighty. Walking over here. Bot lane is down underneath tower. Good root from Senna and a nice dash from Leona, bringing it down. She's going, flashing on top of the Caitlyn, but Rakan takes out his Senna, and Chaos Master got taken out under turret there, and then the Leona does get a kill down in the bot lane, but the gank from Nocturne and the under tower from Galio just not working there. Getting taken out. Chaos Master went down. Nayunara also went down. Okay, good root from Shente right here in the bot lane. Getting that ultimate off. Just kidding. I'm not talking about ultimate, you know. It's level 3. The sunburst. It always confuses me. When Leona puts her shield up, I always think that she just ulted on top of herself. And I was like, nah, that can't be it. Alright, up here in the top lane, lots of good back and forth. Gnar is 1 level up on Gragas, doing some damage. Good knock into the Gnar there. Lots of good damage from Gnar, however, just walking down with the auto attacks. Okay, doing some work. Throwing some damage down. Mega Gnar is out. Okay, interesting dash coming from Big Pickle. Okay, lots of good turret plating damage coming from the Caitlyn Rakan in the bot lane. They really have that pressure. Jet Jaguar here, however, going in on Gnar, dashing forward. Gragas is ready to come on down. Gnar's jumping on down towards Nocturne, who's getting ready to come forward. Hits the sweeper button. TF also was rotating. Galio's coming on out. Gnar does back. He hits the Scry Orb in the jungle. Doesn't quite see that Nocturne's almost on top of him, potentially. Oh, and he does back in time, just barely, as Nocturne was right there about to punch Hecarim in the face. Ho ho ho. Sneaky. Alright, looks like they're both level 6 in the mid lane here, doing some good work. Now, Galio does have really good global. His ultimate, however, unlike Twisted Fate, can't really be used too well. But, oh, there we do see a nice knock up on the Shente. And here we see nice stuns coming in. Jet Jaguar's getting ready to come on down. He can only run so fast. Shente goes in, however, gets taken out. Hecarim's coming from around downtown, out back. Getting in, going in on Sior. Oh, there's a TF ultimate right there with the global advantage. Oh, nicely done, bringing out the heat. Taking it to him. Galio getting knocked out by Nocturne here to stop that global advantage that TF just took. And we do see a back coming from Gragas, however. Walking on down. And there's a knock up from Galio onto the Nocturne. Nice good damage coming from Nocturne and the TF. Oh, and the barrel just barely didn't hit the Nocturne. Nocturne hits the ult button, goes over to Gragas, does some work, hits the E, and takes him out for TF. Nicely done. They start the dragon. Mountain Drake is first, bringing out the heat, disarming Donkey with the support. Here we do see Jet Jaguar is trying to take his red. I think he might rotate over to drag to potentially try to take it, but he might also just leave it. Yep, he left it. Nocturne goes and takes that first drag. Second drag is the Cloud Drake. So we'll have either an Infernal map or an Ocean map for our end game finale here. Ooh, looks like TF's getting some good turret plating right there. 160 gold for the mid lane. Alright, taking in the heat. Senna's walking on down, putting some wards, taking out some wards. Top lane's doing some work on that tower. Really pushing on in. Alright, clearing pinks. Taking out some damage. Hecarim's rotating up. Gnar's going into his jungle. Oh, places ward right there. Gets a nice rock on top of Hecarim. Okay, nice. Hecarim does keep taking his Gromp, though. Doesn't want to take it too far away. There's some good wards up in the top jungle coming from the cats. MSU taking it to them. Okay, good barrel coming from Gragas. Tried to stop him from taking ward, but alas. Galio doing some work. Nobody has first item yet, but getting close, getting close. Alright, Nocturne going in, trying to get them crows. Getting an E-sphere onto the Hecarim. Hecarim dashing around. Galio trying to back him off with that taunt there. Successfully, as he does. Okay, doing some work. Nayanara down in the bot lane. Disarming Donkey is ready to just walk in. He was very aggressively T-posing towards Shente. Nayanara here coming in strong. Okay, here we do see the dash. The nice flash E onto the good old Caitlyn there, doing some damage coming from Jet Jaguar. Here we do see an ultimate from Senna, and Galio ulting the wrong person. He should have done the Hecarim, and there he goes, taking out Caitlyn. Is Jet Jaguar. Nocturne going ulting onto the Hecarim, taking a nice kill. TF coming down as well, taking out Hecarim. Disarming Donkey's looking low. Leona goes down, and there goes Rakan. And here we do see Chaos Master goes and takes out Hecarim. Oh my goodness, Nocturne goes and takes out Senna as well, but TF goes for the final kill on top of Galio for the MSU victory on that battle. What a nice back and forth. The Nocturne coming from over the wall, ulting and taking out Jet Jaguar. Then the nice Caitlyn kill, and oh my Che, what an amazing battle it was down there in the bot lane. Jumping on out, here we see Gnar going and missing the stun. Unfortunate. But it was nice, it was nice. TF still down here. Jet Jaguar running at him, going, hitting him with the Q, popping down the W there, getting some nice lifesteal off of it. Going, oh, he was one auto attack away, and there's the shutdown! Nicely done! Coming from Jet Jaguar. TF just overstaying in the lane. Not paying too much attention. He does have to get on out of there. Okay, Big Pickle getting a little bit of CS. He is not looking too hot on CS. Remember what I said earlier, Gnar's gonna have an easy time compared to Gragas on the CS game. And we take a look at it, and we do have that 89 to 37 CS in the top lane. Okay, here we see a double engage onto the Jet Jaguar, and Caitlyn ultimate going and taking her out. Nicely secured. Oh my Che. What an amazing build-up to give Caitlyn a kill. Nicely done, and now it's a three-man gank coming into the bot lane, 3v2. Oh, we do see a jar and an ultimate coming from Gnar and a Q to finish it off. Oh, Nayanara is getting knocked up, looking not too pretty there, getting taken out fast. Here we do see in the mid lane a nice stun onto the Galio coming from TF. That stun is a lot easier to hit on TF, like I was saying. It's gonna be a nice victory there, potentially. Oh, a nice ultimate under tower from the Nocturne. Going in strong. Leona's looking down. She's fleeing, and Caitlyn for the kill. Nicely done. Oh my Che. What an amazing play coming from MSU. Okay, here we do see a nice taunt there and a nice dash and the W for Jet Jaguar to take out TF. And a nice dash and knock onto the Gnar, and there goes Galio to Gnar, but Jet Jaguar's coming in hot, doing some damage, doing some work. Nice flash and a kill, and an ult coming from Senna for some backup. There's the dash from onto the Nocturne, doing some work, hitting that Q, popping it down, but Nocturne with the auto attacks is just taking the victory. Nicely done. The good fear to get Hecarim to back off just as that last little damage goes. Nayanara getting poked out by the Caitlyn. Oh, not looking too good. A miss of the hook and pull too from the Leona, just barely out of range as Caitlyn was going there. Oh my Che. Oh, and it looks like Puppy Hype goes down potentially. Oh, and red team does secure it. Nicely done, and now in a 3v1, Galio has to get on out of there. Chaos Master doesn't have his flash up, and he goes down to the Caitlyn. Infernal Map does pop up and burns down most of the forest there for a nice big variety in the jungle, getting some vision. You know, Rakan coming in, Gnar's coming on down. Rakan hits the ult button. We do have the flash from Gragas there to try to get out. And Big Pickle doing some work with some auto attacks, and nicely done. Gnar taking out Big Pickle with some nice speed. Rakan disarming Donkey, bringing in that heat. All right, down here in the mid lane, TF is going ahead and taking out this jungle. Oh, Nocturne got disconnected and then reconnected. Ooh, unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Looks like we got a pause of a game here. Checking it out. I can hear people in chat typing. They're talking, chatting, telling me what's good. All right, looks like game's back on in the mid lane. Turret's going down pretty fast, and here we do see Rakan's over the wall. He's gonna get ready to go and jump in on a Chaos Master. Nicely done. A taunt for, however, onto Donkey, and a nice damage from the Q. Nicely done, Galio. Chaos Master 89, bring in the heat. Good takeout, and a nice ultimate from the Hecarim doing some work, and the ultimate from Nocturne doing some damage. However, Chaos Master taking out TF, doing some damage here onto the Nocturne as he did go in. Jet Jaguar taking a nice little turret shot here and there, and a nice back and forth, and here we do see a Caitlyn ult, and does hit Jet Jaguar, just barely not tilling him. Oh my Che, what a hit, what a hit. Gnar's walking on down, trying to get a kill, throws out the Q, brings it on back. He's getting ready. He doesn't have Mega Gnar at the ready right away. He could go down, but he takes out Galio before it happens. And there's the ultimate into the 2 wall. Jet Jaguar doing some work with the W to take out Gnar. Down here in the bot lane in a 2v1, Caitlyn's getting cut out. CR going down, a flash from Shente, and Nayanara takes him out. Nicely done, bot lane. Bringing in the heat. Here we see disarming Donkey taking out the ward, and they're gonna do a 3-man collapse, and he dashes over the wall just at the last second there. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, popping him down, doing some work, clearing wards. Same with disarming Donkey. Good support here. Taking it back and forth. Looks like Nocturne just went and took our blue. Unfortunate. Oh, Jet Jaguar is going to get caught out in a 1v2, but alas, Chaos Master's right here. He throws him back. Jet Jaguar gets a nice knock up for him and goes back and forth. Nocturne does take him out, and here we see an ultimate from Nayanara, and there's the TF on top of her, bringing her down, and there's the ultimate from Nocturne to take out the double kill. Nicely done for Senna, getting taken out for the Nocturne. Unfortunate, but alas, the Nocturne bringing in the double. Nicely done onto Hecarim, then ulting onto the Senna. Oh, unfortunate miss of a dash and trying to get that taunt. The turret does go down now onto Inhib Tower, and the Gnar's getting ready for Mega Gnar. He's gonna turn and not have anything to attack. Unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Got a 10k gold lead for MSU here. Not looking too hot. But TF and Gnar are walking over to the Shelly there. Trying to get Herald. Alright, we do see Hecarim running down, getting the ultimate over the wall onto the Caitlyn. Nice W after a Q, bringing in the heat, doing some damage. She does get rooted. However, she put down a trap, and another trap getting a root. Lots of good damage. The ultimate going in, and Shente just not making it in time. And Hecarim drops to the CR, going and then rooting the Caitlyn. But alas, the nice back and forth from the Nocturne taking out Shente. Good job, MSU, bringing in the heat. CR bringing it down, back and forth there. Oof. Nocturne ulting under the tower here on the Senna. Nice root onto the nice Nocturne. But he had the spell shield and used it to not get rooted. And he got the nice kill on Nayanara. Nicely done, nicely done. Alright, bringing in some work. Alright, good takeout of a minion wave clear coming from Galio. Alright, good flash there from Hecarim with the emote afterwards. Shelly being dropped in the bot tower here. Right behind it goes, takes it out. Alright, looks like it probably won't make it to the Inhib Tower, but it still does some good work. Big Pickle getting poked out by the Gnar. Nice Qs and everything. Nocturne is here, ready to do some work if need be. He doesn't have his ultimate up, however, so I don't think he's going to go in until that is ready to proc. Alright, checking it out. Senna jumps over the wall. Gnar jumps over this wall. Takes a look at a big pickle. Jet Jaguar's ready to walk around in a circle, but there are wards here left and right. So Gnar backs out. Gets it on out of there. Here he goes. He's taking out that pink ward. Gnar's hopping back and forth. Nicely done. Okay, and the third drag does go to MSU. One more drag, and they do get Dragon Soul. We haven't seen a Dragon Soul in quite a long time, not gonna lie, but we haven't really made it to the fourth drag for a long time. Alright, here we go. Looks like Caitlyn's gonna take out the red. Nocturne procs the ult for the vision. The Caitlyn throws down the ultimate there on the net. Senna, and there goes Nocturne taking him out. Getting shut down, though. He's taking a lot of heat. And a lot of good damage in Galio for the kill, but alas, GA goes and procs, and there it goes back and forth. Rakan did go down, however, and there's a nice kill for Jet Jaguar. Shut down the Nocturne. Bringing it back and forth. Gnar is having to run away. The Hecarim, however, is running at him, trying to be a good helicopter. Here we do see the ultimate as Mega Gnar is about to come on out. He goes, throws a rock, throws it down, tries to get an audio attack, goes back. Here's gonna potentially get an Gnar ultimate double into the wall, going down. Shit, there's through the heat, and he goes back onto the nice TF here, doing some damage, but doesn't quite get him. And Gnar takes out Gragas as Caitlyn takes down the Leona, and Twisted Fate at 1 hit point gets away free of charge. Wow, what an amazing escape from TF there. Wow. Almost had him. Almost had him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Baron is up in about 15 seconds. Okay, taking out the vision. Getting that scuttle there. Okay, getting ready to start Baron. Nocturne throwing out his Q way too early. Okay, they're walking around. They do kind of ping. They start Baron in a 3-man. Gnar and Rakan are trying to stall them, but they're walking around. We'll see what happens. Okay, half health Baron. We're looking at the jungle picture, and we do see Rakan back behind him, trying to bait them. Alas, does get caught out. He's running around. He does get knocked out, but he does dash over the wall. And here's Leona going with a nice root. And Gnar's getting ready to go into Mega Gnar here. He's getting ready for this nice 3-man ult and a double ult going into the wall. And Caitlyn takes out Leona. However, Grog is getting cut out in a 1v2 against the TF. Getting shut down fast as TF takes him out. And there goes Rakan taking the Galio. And the Senna going down to Caitlyn. Hecarim is last one standing. A double kill for Caitlyn. Jet Jaguar is trying to run away. He hits his W for light. And an ace goes to the Nocturne. Nicely done for MSU. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the final push of the night for this match. Here we see them going on forward here. We do have, let's take a look, 5 seconds till Leona goes up and then 10 seconds for Gragas. This inhib is going down real fast. Going back and forth, going back and forth. They're doing a lot of work. They do have the mega 5-man push Baron buff. Nocturne and everyone is backing off now. Rakan was the last one to leave. He was ready to just push in strong. They do have 3 people up for UMT. The game isn't late enough for those big respawn timers quite yet. They're still level 10 and 11 on the UMT's side, and meanwhile they're all level 13 except for Rakan, who's also 10 on MSU's side. We now have a 17.7k gold lead for MSU and a what is it? 20, oh no, not 20, but the 17 kill lead for MSU as well. It's not looking too hot for the Griz, that's for sure, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at items, how they're doing. Looks like Gragas doesn't even have his first item yet. Or, I guess, is that completed Thornmail or is it just a Brares? I believe that's completed Thornmail, but he doesn't have his key mythic item, I should say. Alright, an ult from Nocturne to get this nice little dash over onto the Senna, taking her out quickly. And here we see some damage onto Shente. TF taking her out, going a nice ultimate there from Gnar, taking down the Hecarim. He's looking real low, and he's able to escape, however. Chaos Master's last one up. Nocturne getting the Q onto him to run him down. And here we see the dash onto the Nocturne, however, and a nice Q. And there's the Zonias coming from
the Galio, but alas, it let the rest of the team come on up. The stopwatch has been depleted, and here we see some damage. Jet Jaguar's last one up. He does not get knocked up, but the Nexus is revealed now, and he goes in, but gets taken out real fast by the team, and Nocturne for the kill. Sior is here, standing at the edge, getting rooted, and there goes the Nexus. What an amazing match and an amazing game coming from MSU and the Griz. And a victory goes to MSU with a nice 9-0 turret takeout and a good old like 20k gold lead at the end there. What an amazing play back and forth between the teams. Oh my chay, ladies and gentlemen. What a match. What a match. All right, well, we're going to take a quick little 5-minute break here, and we will return with you after. Have a good one. See you soon.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream. I'm your host for the evening, Disco Potato, coming at you live from the eSports training room. Now, tonight, we have our second game coming at you live between the Griz and the Cats. Now, we have a first ban coming from the Cats as Lulu yet again. And then we have Heckrim as the first ban coming from UMT. Even though UMT was the one who picked Heckrim in the first place. So, that's interesting. That's very interesting. We do have a Twisted Fate and then Seraphine ban coming from either side and an Udyr ban. So for the Cats, it is the exact same 3 bans. And for the Griz, it is 2 of them were changed from last game. And then Alistar was the same ban that we had as our 3rd ban last time. All right, we have a Kayn pick. Interesting. Kayn's pretty strong in the jungle, that's for sure. Take a look to see what Big Pickle decides to pick. Oh, we have a Gnar hover and a Gnar lock-in. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, interesting. Jet Jaguar go ahead and locks in Tristana as a potential ADC for the team. All right, we'll take a look to see what happens here. Twitch goes for the ADC against Tristana, and we have a Rakan pick yet again. All right, that's twice now we've seen Rakan come out from the Cats. Chaos Master is getting ready to take the 3rd and final pick for the Griz before we go into second ban phase. Take a look to see what happens. Going in. All right, Karthus hover and a Karthus lock-in. All right, all right. So for our jungle, we definitely have Karthus against Kayn. And that's a lock-in. Now we have Twitch Rakan as our ADC and support, and then Tristana's ADC and Gnar is a top lane. So we'll see what happens. We have Camille ban, which we saw last time, and then we have a Yone ban as well. Nicely done, nicely done. We do see we're looking for a support and a mid lane coming from the Griz for pick wise, and then we have mid and top for the Cats here. All right, Mordekaiser is a ban, and Anivia as well. That Yone and Anivia ban we saw last time as well. Same with Camille and Mordekaiser. So that's going to be interesting for the most part. Morgana first pick as the support. Okay, last time we banned Morgana, but this time we're actually using her. So that's nice to know. That's nice to know. All right, we'll take a look to see what Ciora and Disarming Donkey said lock in. We have an Aatrox pick. Oh, and we have a Blitzcrank hover. Interesting, interesting. We'll see what decides to work. Kiana. Okay. So I believe Aatrox top, Kiana mid, and then we have Twitch Rakan in the bot lane, and then Kayn in the jungle. Now coming from UMT, we'll see what the last pick is. It looks like they're gonna pick their what is it, mid laner? Or unless Morgana is going mid, then they'll pick their support. Take a look. Who knows what can happen? Xerath lock in. So I believe Xerath is going mid, going against Kiana there. We'll see as they switch around. Yep, there we go. Okay, one more switch from the Griz. Kiana in the mid lane. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, Gnar against Aatrox in the top lane. Kayn, Karthus jungle. Kiana, Xerath in the mid. Twitch, Rakan against Tristana, Morgana in the bot lane. They have that Ana at the end of each of their names. Tristana and Morgana. Tristana, Morgana. Nice. All right, riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that on the UMT's side, we have the names of the champions like really bold and really big, but the names on the Cat side are small and like they're like fine point, like fine tipped Sharpie kind of written in, you know? Like what? Why is the reason? Is the reasoning because like we're spectating or we were invited by somebody on the Griz side, or is it because they had the last pick and every time they're picking it like inflates one side that it's on and then it'll inflate the other side when they're picking? I would pay more attention to that if I needed to solve my problem. But if you guys know the answer, let me know. Well, we do have 2 minutes and 20 seconds till spectator delay begins. So we're taking a wait there. There's going to be some interesting matchups for sure. Big yawn. In the bot lane, I'm interested to see how this will work. I believe Twitch has an advantage against Tristana, but I'm unsure at that. I believe that Morgana typically would have an advantage against Rakan, because if Rakan dashes in, Morgana can then Q him to stun him instantly, or Q somebody like Twitch if he's starting to walk up after Rakan jumps. I think Morgana has the advantage there, but I think Twitch just has the advantage damage-wise to counteract that. Xerath Kiana is going to be very interesting. Xerath has a lot more poke than Kiana does for sure, but Kiana can do some serious damage if Xerath is anywhere near her. Kayn Karthus is going to be an interesting back and forth as we go into the night. Karthus does have really good camp clear, but Kayn also has good spin camp clear as well, and he has good travel potential. Kayn has a lot more travel, so he can get around the jungle a lot faster and around the map in general faster than Karthus can. Karthus does have the global advantage with his ultimate, however, so we will see that have to come into play as we go into the night. I believe the only person with a global ult that was on the map there was Karthus. Now that I think about it. Yeah, Xerath does have a very large ultimate attack space, but it's not a global. Can't hit everywhere on the map, but it can reach pretty far. That's for sure. So I guess the University of Montana does have a global advantage-ish. I did not get to see yet what their summoners are to see who has TPs, who doesn't have TPs, and kind of what's going where. So we'll have to take a look at that once we get into the game to really take a look at who has the advantage global-wise on positioning. Now, even though we have those global ults, we do see that there's a lot more maneuverability coming from the cats. Kayn especially, specifically Kayn, is able to go through walls and whatnot, through his own jungle, kind of come over from different pathing than you would typically see a gank from a jungler. So that's going to be an advantage for the cats. They're going to be able to come in live and attack hard for some good ganks coming from Kayn. Now, Karthus, he does have some good gank potential. He does able to put up the slow wall, but even after the wall, it's still interesting to see kind of how much damage he can really do, because if he gets targeted first, if they knew he was coming, he's a very squishy person, and he can go down pretty fast if he's not careful. So that's something to watch out for. We do see in the top lane, we have seen a Big Pickle get out CS'd multiple times now. He really needs to work on that, and hopefully with having Gnar as a ranged top laner, he has that advantage to get himself some CS. With Gragas, we saw that because Gnar had that range as small Gnar was able to get not only CS, but also free attacks on Gragas when he was in his top lane trying to get CS. So it's stuff we just gotta look for. All right, hopping on into the game here. We're taking a look, hopping on down, throwing it in, getting all those emotes, all that jazz. I do like that Aatrox skin. Got a nice skin on Kayn. I believe it's Odyssey. Okay, Gentleman Gnar up here in the top lane. They are doing the same walk back and forth here on the bottom. Okay, good aggression coming from Tristana. Rakan didn't get a ward down in there at all yet, but he took some damage. Okay, we'll see why that decides to take place. Okay, here we see Aatrox trying to walk on in, do some work. I love his sword. I love his sword there.
Minions have spawned.
Alright, taking a look back and forth. Rakan's just walking around trying to get vision on people. Here we do see Karthus walking on down with Xerath, potentially poking him out. Okay, we're taking a look. Alright, blasting over the wall here. Karthus doing some work, trying to get ready for his blue buff here. Blue buffs are going to be very, very strong for the Karthus. He definitely needs it. Rakan's walking around here. Alright, Morgana does get a Q on him to get him to walk out of there. Alright, he walks forward. We could see a potential steal of the blue, however, from Rakan. Alright, we didn't quite see it. We got that advantage. Alright, Xerath is getting the pokes in. Nicely done, nicely done. Okay, okay. Here in the top lane, Aatrox doing some work. Alright, good knock. Alright, good stun there on the Rakan. Getting a nice bomb on him too. Doing some work. And he does blow up some of his minions. Nicely done. Okay, good take. Okay, a dash not getting Morgana just barely. Good damage going from Twitch, however, poking him on down. Nice back and forth. The Griz looking real low in the bot lane. Alright, Odyssey Kane is up here. Jet Jaguar doing some work, however. Trying to do some damage. He goes through the wall, getting a nice flash, and the first blood goes to Kane! Nicely done! With a good old flash, double flash, it looked like, from the team there. And here in the mid lane, Kiana doing some work, getting poked by the tower, however, making them at equal hit point ranges. Alright, alright. Do you see the level advantage here in the bot lane as the minions haven't quite been killed yet? Okay, okay. Rakan trying to do some work. And a miss of a Q from Nayanara. Okay, trying to throw it on in. Bring it back and forth. Nice knock up. Aatrox does have the level disadvantage right here because the waves haven't been killed quite yet. But the CS is looking very even. Very even indeed. Gnar does have a little bit of a deficit, but he's looking good for the most part. Alright, taking it back and forth. We're walking down here in the bot lane. We get a nice slow and poison from the Twitch. Doing some damage. We do see a knock up. No, we don't. Nicely done. Griz backing on out of there. Okay, taking it back and forth. We see Big Pickles getting close to Mega Gnar. We do see good poke coming from Xerath. Alright, nicely done. Walking down towards bottom river scuttle. Kane's gonna go ahead and start attacking it. Getting that vision. He was able to take the top scuttle vision, and now he's taking the bottom as well. That's not looking too hot for Karthus. Alright, good attacks coming from Gnar. Poking down Aatrox like no tomorrow. This is a good back and forth. Rakan is walking back with the Kane, going on top of Nayanara through the wall. Here's hopping back and forth. Spell immune, throwing up that shield, and there's a nice escape from Morgana. Nicely done as the damage went on to her from Kane. That gank through the wall was very, very sneaky. I think the Griz definitely need to throw a ward on the other side of the wall here. Trying to get that that vision. Right there, Tristana threw a ward down over on the side. Very interesting position for it as a ward. Okay, going back and forth here. We do see Shente is taking some heat. Okay, bomb goes off on Twitch. Good knock up coming here from Aatrox, doing some work, trying to get him in and keeping that Big Pickle into the little chain circle. Gnar does have to dash on out of there, and he escapes just barely at one hit point. Just barely not getting killed by the Aatrox here. Aatrox clears the wave and then starts backing. Oh, but he stopped backing, and he's staying in the lane. Alright, so Chaos Master does take a lot of damage, and he does get a stun off on Kiana. Kane going on Jet Jaguar, doing some work, trying to do some damage, almost taking out Jet Jaguar, just barely not getting him before he was taken out. Oh, man. Jet Jaguar was able to escape just barely with his life. We do see already a 1.5k gold lead coming from MSU. So they do have the first blood kill and a lot more CS. Alright, good root coming from Kiana there. Oh, and almost of a dash, the stun there on the nice Xerath, getting that ultimate thrown out by Kiana. She threw it at the turret and it just wrapped around it. It was nice. It was nice. Right, taking it back and forth. Big Pickle coming in hot in the top lane, doing some work. Alright, good circle. Chain down. Jumps on out of there like no tomorrow. Nice escape. Okay, Big Pickle's getting ready to go into Gnar. Mega Gnar form. He's looking for it. He's like one auto attack away. There he goes. Popping on down. Alright, he's gonna try to jump over. Jump doesn't go that far, but he tried for the jump stun. Alright, good ult. Oh, the ult just didn't throw him in the right direction into that wall there. Oh, and he does get that chain pull back. Rakan's coming up from around town. He does get under turret though. Rakan does decide to back off because of it. Alright, Rakan gets ready to protect the Kane from the red, but he doesn't have to, and he goes, knocks up Jet Jaguar. A lot of good damage coming from Kane, and he goes, dashes, flashes over onto Jet Jaguar with the ultimate, doing a lot of work, and he dashes through the wall. Just a casual walk. Oh, and a good damage from Xerath going in. Trying to do some work, but alas, just doesn't quite get that kill. Unfortunate. Xerath was so close. Alright, good root going from the Morgana there onto Twitch, even under tower. Shente doing some work. Doesn't quite take him out though. So close. Every time, so close. Alright, Chaos Master trying to do some wave clearing. Okay, good ultimate from Kiana and going to take out the Xerath under tower there with a nice dash and then knock him with the ultimate into the wall there for a good stun and takeout. Well done. Big Pickle getting ready to do Mega Gnar, that's for sure. Kane's looking a little low, but he does get his blue buff and he's walking out, taking out camps. See some pink wars being cleared by the Rakan here. Alright, taking a look, taking that advantage. Alright, walking on down. Big Pickle does take some CS. He is behind the Aatrox, but he's not as far of a deficit as we saw last game. Alright, good jump, trying to get that stun. Knock ult, the ult was just out of range from there, and the ultimate from Aatrox to take out Gnar like no tomorrow. Oh my Che, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you hate to see, but you love to see coming from the top lane. Alright, Kane is now up there with the push too. A two-man push in the top lane, getting that turret plating is going to be no problem at all. The bot lane, the CS is not looking too hot. Shente is getting out CS'd quite a bit. Same thing with mid lane and jungle and top lane. All of them are about 30 CS down. Mid lane's the only one that's only 20. It's not looking too hot, that's for sure. Alright, Gnar is back up in the top lane. Alright, here in the bot lane. Ooh, Twitch taking a turret shot, getting shielded, however, by the Rakan with a good old, nice shield there. Okay, ooh, Aatrox's back is interesting. Oh, a miss of a Q going in, trying to throw him down with the nice chain, throwing the knock up, doing some damage, but alas, Karthus is back. We'll see what happens. Mega Gnar is getting close. He's 3/4 of the way there. Karthus is looking real low, and a double kill with a Q coming from Aatrox. They walked back into the Karthus. The Gnar just walked on over and gave him that advantage to hit the Q button and just swipe in front of him.
Nicely done, Aatrox. A nice double kill. Wow. What an amazing play. A 5k gold lead now. Kane has his first item, and so does Aatrox. 3 kills for Aatrox, 2 for Kane, and 1 for Kiana. No kills for the UMT yet. No executes or anything for the Cats. All right, Rakan's getting ready to jump in with the ultimate going and then getting a knock-up to get a flash from Morgana, who went nowhere. And a nice kill secure. And Kane in the mid lane going in and getting a double kill. Nicely done. Puppy in a hat. Getting a double kill in the mid lane. Nice assist from Kiana. Shente's not looking too hot in the bot lane here. Okay, we do see Disarming Donkey walking around Tri-Bush. Now he's going. Trying to get that pink ward out, getting the root. The Twitch is walking over to Morgana. Morgana just has to walk on out of there. Okay, good blasting cone to get on out. Karthus was in the jungle. Okay, he does get knocked down to 1v2. Jet Jaguar's looking low, and there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Getting taken out fast. The Twitch and Rakan just popping down the damage. Good secure, good secure. All right, dash in over here on the Gnar. He does get into Mega Gnar, throws the ult out of him. Instead of dashing him into the wall or anything, he just threw him away. Interesting, interesting. Okay, walking on down. Big Pickle does have to back. Mega Gnar, he's on his cane. Very tiny Kane. Alright, he's throwing down some damage. The ultimate from Network Aatrox here, and a nice kill onto the Gnar, and a good damage coming from Kane, and a nice kill on Morgana. Shelly has been popped down into the bot lane, and here we see the turret is down. Karthus comes on in, gets a slow wall, and alas, Kane is inside Tristana. Throws on out of there. Xerath comes on down. Shente looking low, and alas, Kane gets out of there free of charge and takes out Karthus. Is Kiana over here in the jungle. Shelly does some work, however, onto the turrets. Aatrox going, taking out top turret. Mid turret is the only one left. Still at 5. Turret plating's got about 30 seconds till those turret platings go away. We'll see what Kiana is able to do here. Potentially get that. She does have first item now. She does have that advantage with a 2-kill lead. Alright, looks like 20 seconds, 15 seconds till turret plating goes down. And the dragon has been secured. Mountain Drake taken first. Second drag is Cloud yet again. Same order and everything. We could see either Infernal again, or we could see an Ocean map this time. We'll see what happens in the long run. Kane walking through the wall, going over Kiana. Nice knock up from the Aatrox. Good stun onto her. Shente looking low, having to W out of there to dash away. Kane goes back on in, and Shente looking low, and the last under the tower. The shutdown goes to Morgana, bringing it up to damage, but the root from Kiana onto the tower takes her out, and Kiana gets away at a quarter hit points. Nicely done, Griz getting first kill on as Nayanara goes and took out that Kane. Nicely done. Ooh, Arcade Pour Award. Bringing in the heat. Aatrox popping the ultimate. The ultimate from Gnar not hitting Aatrox at all and going, knocking him up, and there he goes! Aatrox popping off in the top lane. Taking that kill on the Gnar there. Bringing out the heat. Going down the nice little burst slow there. Getting a poke on the Twitch. Showing him some work. Getting the ultimate from the Xerath here. Alright, pink ward thrown out. Okay, nice dash from Rakan onto the Morgana here. Throwing out that zap from Xerath. Getting that poke. The ultimate from Morgana. The stopwatch proc. And Nayanara's looking low and gets taken out by Twitch. And Xerath gets out of there just barely. Kane doing some damage onto Karthus at half health now under tower, going and dashing on over to Shente, taking out Karthus, and Xerath is taken out by the Aatrox, and the double kill for Kane on the Tristana under tower. Yet again, Kane doing some damage. Nicely done. Mid turret finally goes down. Unfortunately, the turret plating was not secured before it went down. But that's all right. They still have a huge, about, what is it, 12k gold lead? 12k gold lead. Not looking too hot for the Griz, that's for sure. Okay, Kane, Oriana, Kiana is in the jungle. She was waiting for it, waiting for people to come and take the advantage. They have a 4-man walk through the jungle here, getting ready to walk down towards the bot lane, helping Tristana out. Aatrox is the only person standing there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Chaos Masters walking back and forth. They do have a ward. Rakan's walking forward, does spot him, goes, knocks him up. But here we see a 4-man engage. Kane's coming from around downtown and goes on in on a Jet Jaguar, takes him out. Rakan is taken out by Tristana. He's inside Nayanara. He goes, takes out a nice double kill. And goes, Aatrox takes out the dice. Okay, nicely done for a quadra for the whole team. Nice kill. Xerath is the only one left alive, and Kane is up there, getting ready to walk on in. He dashes forward. He is blue Kane, by the way. Just noticed that. Walking on down, and the nice ace as the dash goes, and the swing of his scythe takes out the Xerath for a nice good old kill. Well done. Blue Kane bringing in the heat. Nicely done. Nicely done. He's now 11-1. The one death going out there from Tristana. Or no. No, it was from Morgana. And the Rakan just died in that fight from Tristana. That's right. Yes. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, throwing down some ward damage. Bringing out the pinks. Okay, back and forth here. They are poking back and forth, clearing pinks. Alright, they're fighting over the blue. Drags up in 30 seconds. Twitch is walking down, doing some damage onto Karthus. Karthus misses his flash over the wall, and then Nara gets taken out, and there goes Nar as well for a double kill for Kane. Nicely done. Puppy in a hat, bringing in the heat. And the blue buff goes to the Aatrox? No, to the Twitch. Good. Aatrox doesn't even have mana. Alright, up here, Xerath goes and gets taken out by Kane under tower. Oh my Che-Che, ladies and gentlemen. A nice knock up there onto Shente, and there goes a kill for Kiana on Tristana. Nicely done, Cats. In the heat, they have an 18k gold lead. Taking it to them. Walking around, taking that bottom tower now. Throwing in the heat. Cloud Drake is up, so Kane is on top of it and taking it out real fast. Throwing down that damage. Infernal map blazes again. Both maps, the exact same dragon setups twice in a row. Here we go. Kane does a nice takeout onto Karthus. We see a Karthus ult doing some damage, and a nice takeout of Kane and Rakan from Karthus, and a nice Aatrox and Twitch kill, and Kiana goes, takes out Morgana. And then, oh, Xerath could get a kill here, but he misses every single shot from his ultimate ability and doesn't take out a single person. All right, Twitch doing some work, doing some damage, getting stunned, going back and forth. Xerath token it, popped on down there. Nice hits back and forth. They're having a back on off now as the team is coming back to life. Aatrox does some work with that fancy sword. And Twitch coming on back, getting those items. Spending that money. We have an 8-0 Aatrox, a 15-2 Kane, 5-0 Kiana, 6-0 Twitch. Is not looking too hot for the Griz at all. Ooh. Got an 18k gold lead from MSU. Alright, 4-man push in the mid lane. We'll see what happens. Aatrox pops his ult. Kane walks through the walls, throws on dead damage, and there goes Bergora! Taken out, and the double kill onto the Karthus there, and a kill on Gnar from Kiana, and a triple kill for Kane! Bringing in the heat. He goes, dashes through the turret, walks on over, getting the nice slow over on Xerath, pops it down, and a quadra kill for Puppy in a hat! Nicely done! And the kill was stolen by Kiana early on, taking out that damage. Bringing it back and forth, the double turret takeout here. Twitch comes on back into play. They're going on to the Nexus. We do have Morgana back up, taking it down. We could see it. The Nexus is dropping, and there we do see the victory. And the Nexus explode. We didn't actually see it explode. We just heard the sound. What's going on here? Riot Games, please excuse me. Oh my Che, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing 2 matches that we had there. Wow. What a play coming from the Cats in that second game. We only got 2 kills as Griz. Wow. Some damage happened there, that's for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting the Griz back and forth with an amazing league game tonight coming from both teams. Unfortunately, we took the L tonight, but hopefully we'll take a W in the next coming games. Now, feel free to join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. As always, Rocket League on Tuesdays, Overwatch on Thursdays, 6 o'clock. Mountain Time. We'll see you there, hopefully. This has been your host, Disco Potato, signing off. Have a good one, folks.